All right. So now I'm going to show you how to create a Linux instance in GCP, Google Cloud Platform. All right, so I'll start by going to cloud.google.com. And when I get there, because I already have a Gmail account, I can log into the console. Okay. Now, if you do not have a Gmail account already, you will need to get one. Now, I'll click on console to log in, and I am presented with a screen where I already have a project. That's what they call it. Connected to a billing account. All right. Now, if you are coming for the first time to GCP, you may need to create a new project, give it a name, then just click on create. All right. And after that, you will be asked to connect it to a billing account. Once you've done that, you will be able to create your first instance. So let's go and create the first instance. I'll go to the top left corner, click on the stack there, go to Compute Engine, and under Virtual Machines, I will click on VM Instances. When the VM Instances page comes up, if I already have instances created, I will see them listed here as this single one is. If I don't have instances created, there will be in the middle of the screen a big call to create an instance. Whichever way it is, by clicking this create instance or the one that's in the middle of the screen, you will get to this place, this screen, where you will give the details of how to, of the kind of instance you want. So here, I will start by naming the instance. I will call it Linux 1, for lack of a better name. Next, I will decide which region I want it to be. It's advisable to select a region that is closest to your place of residence. That lowers the cost somewhat. It lowers latency. And sometimes it helps with the cost as well. Now, speaking of cost, you should create a free tier account with Google. Just Google how to create a free tier account. And the configuration that we will have in this course of our Linux instance will not be such that you will be charged anything. It doesn't go outside the limits of the free tier that you will create. All right. So in other words, you won't be charged, even though you will have to create a billing account and supply your billing details. All right. So the machine configuration, I will leave the series as E2. I will change the machine type to an E2 small. You will notice that the price will go down here a little after it is, all right, so from 25 down to about 13. Then I will say something like, okay, yeah, firewall allow both traffics here. Then importantly, I want to be able to connect to this remote instance from my local machine. I run a Linux machine, of course, but I will leave a link in the description for those of you that run Windows machines. All right, so I'll click on this. I go to security, click on the drop-down menu next to security, go to the bottom of it and click on manage access. Here, I am going to add manually generated SSH keys. I will click on add item, and here is where I'm going to put my manually generated SSH key. How do I get it? I go to my command line, and I type SSH-keygen C student. All right, so what am I doing here? I am saying generate SSH keys that will belong to a user called student. And I'll press this, and it gives me a location to which I will save my file. I'll just go by the default location. I already have an SSH key generated, so I will I can choose to overwrite it or not. I wish that you say yes, overwrite. I will say no, and I'll just use the one that is already there. All right. So how do I access this SSH key that's been generated? I will cd into the .ssh directory. If I list my files there, one of them is called id_rsc.pub. So this id_rsc.pub, I will list its contents. Cat id_rsc.pub, and here is the thing I will copy, the details that I will copy and use in my SSH instance. So I'll paste this right here. All right. So after that is done, all I have to do now is create. So I'll wait for it to create, and after it has been created, I will be able to connect to it via the external IP address that I will see right here, right? Under the Linux 1 Linux instance that is being created. All right, so here it is. This number here. Now this number changes. So it might change if you shut down the instance and start it up again. So you might have to, copy it whenever you are logging into it remotely. Almost every time you are cross shut down. All right, so let me clear this. Let me clear this first. So to log into the remote instance, I will say SSH student, which is the user, at that IP, the external IP that was given. I press this to enter. Are you sure I want to continue? Yes, I'm sure I want to continue. Why else did I come here? Warning, adding this, and then right now I am in, right? So it is student at Linux 1. Student is the name of the user. Linux 1 is the name of the remote instance that we've created, all right? So if it's easier on a Linux box, but it's quite easy on Windows machines too, using tools like PuTTY. So I will leave a link in the description for those of you that use Windows machines and want to use a tool like PuTTY to do the connection. Well, that's it for this part of the course. Let's get down to the real thing.